Hi guys, welcome back to another week of Sunshine Corner. I hope you are all so excited for tonight's program. This is the second week of our Easter program and we have a fun-filled night for you guys, so hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, we are going to get warmed up for our program. So I need you all to be up on your feet, okay? And give yourselves a big wiggle, okay? Now we have our bodies stretched out and warmed up. Now we are going to warm up our voices. So this is a game that I want you to repeat after me. So when I say a word, then you say a word. Alright? So if I say cat, you say cat. Yes, that's right. Okay? So we're going to start. So cat. Cat, dog. Cat, dog, mouse. Froggies. Little green froggies love to eat spiders. Fleas and flies are scrumdiddlyicious. Jump, 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 little froggy. Rabbit, 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 croak. Rabbit, 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 croak. Well done, guys. Now, I hope your voices are all warmed up and ready to start our program. So let's go.
So guys, now it's time for the next part of our story. Now last week we finished off with Jesus entering Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. Now after this, Jesus asked his disciples to go in to the city and to prepare a place for Passover and the Passover meal, which is when the Israelites celebrated God bringing the Israelites out of Egypt and out of slavery. So this is such a big deal for them, a big meal for them, and so they were going to celebrate really, really well. And when they got there, they celebrate the meal, Jesus did something amazing. Jesus got down and he washed their feet because they would have been wearing sandals, so their feet would have been really, really dirty. And Jesus decides he's going to wash their feet. Now I think that's amazing that Jesus would wash their feet, considering he is perfect, he's amazing, he's just the best person who's ever lived, and yet he's willing to serve the disciples in that way. I think that's absolutely class. And when they're sitting down and having their meal, they're really, really enjoying themselves, it's a good wee time, and then Jesus sort of ruins the mood a little bit, and he tells the disciples that someone in the room is going to betray him, and that's Judas. But everyone says, no, it's not going to be me, it's not going to be. Jesus doesn't say who it's going to be. But he says, everyone else is saying, no, it's not going to be me, it's not going to be me. And Peter's saying it's not going to be me, and so's John, and people like that there. And they're all denying it. And then, all of a sudden, Peter says, I'll do anything for you, Lord, I'll never betray you. And Jesus says, actually, before the night even ends, before the rooster crows, there's going to be 3 times when you deny you even know me. And so he's really upset, and as they're doing that, Judas goes to the temple and he promises to trade Jesus in for some money, and he trades him in to the Pharisees. And that's such a sad story. And what happens is Jesus, he goes out to pray with his disciples, and he's praying and all of a sudden Judas comes with some soldiers and some Pharisees, and they come to arrest Jesus. And so Jesus is betrayed by one of his best friends. So guys, that's where we're going to leave the story for now, but in a little while we're going to continue to look at the story throughout the program, so stay tuned.
forever.
So at this stage in the story, Jesus has just been arrested and he's been taken to be sentenced and judged by all the people and the priests and the judges. So he's taken here, and at this stage Jesus is being trialed, and they are trying to put him down for things that he hasn't even done. They're trying to trick him, and they can't find something to sentence him for. So what happens is, they say, all the high priests all come and they say to him, "Are you the Messiah, the King of the Jews?" And this is meant to trick him, and he says yes, and he proclaims that he is. And they put this down, that he is being blasphemous and saying that he is someone that he is not. So they then decide that he is just worthy of death because he is being blasphemous. At this point, Peter is sitting in the courtyard with all the people and the soldiers who were there when Jesus was arrested, and they start to notice him, and they ask him questions, and they eventually say, "You were with him, you were there, you were with Jesus," and he denies it the first time. Then they come again and say the same thing, and he denies it a second time. He denies Jesus a second time. And the third time the people come and ask him, and he curses on himself and says, no, he is not. He was not with Jesus. He is not one of them people. And then he hears the rooster crow, and it says that before the rooster crows twice, Jesus would be denied 3 times, and Peter has just done that. So he then weeps and cries, and he's so upset and distraught of what he's done. So at this stage now, Jesus is still being sentenced and tried to be put to death, and Pilate, he comes to Jesus and says the same thing. "Are you Messiah, the King of the Jews?" And he says yes. So this overall means that he is decided to be put to death. But at this period of time, they were known to let one person out of prison at this time, and they ended up saying, "In return, we will put one person out of prison, and we will sacrifice Jesus." And they asked who it would be, and they shouted, "Barabbas, Barabbas." And this man was known for murder and all these crazy criminal things, and they ended up deciding to let him out. And Jesus was then sentenced to death, and that's what happened.
So guys, we've come across the church now to do our challenge. We are going to do an Easter egg hunt with some cream eggs. Me and Maddie are going to be taking part in the challenge. I'm going to hide the eggs in her, she's going to hide the eggs on me, and the person who can find the most in a minute wins the challenge. It's my turn first. Here we go. Let's start it.
Don't forget the hole. It's 42 seconds. Stop!
Oh no! No!
So guys, now it's my turn. Let's go.
You haven't even started yet, Maddie, and you're asking why is it so hard? What do you mean this is a joke? Maddie, genuinely you're not looking. You're not looking. Maddie, you're not looking. Oh my days, you're not looking. Oh my word, look. Have a pretty effort. My camera skills are absolutely pathetic, I'm sorry. You were just completely out of shot. I was trying to go, oh come on, Maddie. There we go.
See if I can beat that.
You actually better beat me. 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's time for a challenge for you at home. So what we want you to do is get a piece of paper and draw an Easter egg on it. Doesn't have to be perfect, mine isn't, it's a bit slanty, but that's okay. You draw your Easter egg, and then what you need to do is decorate inside. Maybe you're going to use all one colour, maybe you're going to do multicoloured, or stick things on, make a lovely pattern on it, or maybe you could even draw part of the Easter story in your Easter egg. We can't wait to see what your designs are that you come up with. So get going with that challenge. Get mum or dad to take a picture of it when you're finished and message it into us on our Facebook page, and we will be showing all the entries next week and the week after when we get those in. So have a go at decorating an Easter egg. We can't wait to see what you're going to come up with, and we will be able to show those to everybody then over the next few weeks. So good luck with your Easter challenge. We can't wait to see them.
So guys, I hope you are enjoying our programme so far and learning lots about the Easter story. It is time for our memory verse, which we heard the first time last week. So our memory verse is John 3:16. And it is, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." Now, to help us remember this, we're going to put some actions to it. So I'm going to show the actions and then we'll go through it all together. So it's John 3:16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." So hopefully that we can learn this, and we're going to be going over it next week too, but we're going to go over it one more time tonight. So John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." Well done, guys. So I hope that you work really hard on learning that this week. It's a really important message to remember, as we heard all about last week from Cameron. So we'll be back next week with it again. So hopefully you remember it.
Okay, so we left our Easter story off with the crowd calling for Barabbas to be released, and Pilate allowed this. So that means that it is Jesus who is going to be crucified, because the crowd have called for that, and Pilate is going to allow that. So what happens next is Pilate hands Jesus over to be crucified. The soldiers take him in, they whip him, and they put a purple robe on him and begin to mock him, because people had said that Jesus was the King of the Jews and knew that he had come to rescue them. They mocked that, and they pretended to bow before him and call him the King of the Jews in a mocking sort of a way. They put this purple robe on him and they plaited together a crown of thorns. I don't know if you've ever been out in your garden or out a walk and you've pricked your finger on a thorn from a rose bush, but it is really sore. So I cannot imagine how painful it would be to have a whole crown woven together out of those thorns and placed on your head. But that is what they did to Jesus, and they hit him and they spat on him and they just mocked him. Then they took the purple robe off him, put his clothes back on, and they walked him up to be crucified. At this point, they took someone out of the crowd who had gathered called Simon, and they made him carry Jesus's cross up to the place called Golgotha, which is the place where Jesus would be crucified. And Golgotha means place of the skull. When they got there, Jesus was crucified, and crucifixion was one of the most painful ordeals that man has ever created. It's one of the most painful ways to die, and this is what Jesus went through. It was so horrible and so very painful. They nailed him onto the cross and put him up so that everyone could see him hanging there. Above him, they put an inscription that said, "The King of the Jews," again mocking what he had said and who he had said he was. But they crucified him, and the passers-by people out and about walking and standing round the bottom of the cross, they mocked Jesus and they said, "Oh, you were able to save other people, why don't you just come on down here, save yourself, and then we'll all believe in you. If you come down off that cross, well then we'll obviously believe in you because you are who you say you are." But Jesus knew that he had a much bigger plan, and that yes, he could have very, very easily come down from that cross, very easily. He could have called and heaven's angels would have come and helped him, but he knew that he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that because he could see the bigger picture of what was happening as he hung on that cross. While he was dying, he was saving the whole world, not just at that time, but forevermore. He was providing a way for people to be saved, and he knew that through him dying and through him staying on that cross, that was what he had to do for others to go free and for others to live. So he was so selfless in that, because even though probably in his humanity he wanted to come down from that cross, he didn't. And he stayed on that cross to die for you and for me. Even all these years after it happened, he could see into the future and knew, yeah, I'm staying on this cross for the people away down the line, for the leaders of Sunshine Corner, for the boys and girls of Sunshine Corner. I'm staying here for them. I'm not coming down, even if these people are mocking me and hurting me. And he stayed on there. So he did. For 3 hours, while he was on the cross, it was total darkness. The sun went away. It was like night. And people surely would have known at that time, this is something different. This has never happened with anyone else before. And after that time, Jesus cried out and he said, my God, why have you forsaken me?" God at this point had turned his back essentially on Jesus. Not because of anything that Jesus had done. He had lived a perfect, sinless, blameless life. He had never done anything wrong. But he was taking our punishment, and he was carrying my sin and your sin and all the bad things that we have ever done. He had them on his shoulders, and God couldn't look at that at that time, because he was carrying the sin of the world, and he was dying in place of you and of me. He had to do that, and God turned away from him, and he had to carry that burden so that we could go free. So he was innocent and pure, and we're not, but he went through that so that we could be forgiven, and that our sin and our shame didn't stay with us anymore. He took it away if we just turn away from it ourselves and believe in what Jesus did on the cross and believe that he died for us. And he did this for you and for me. It is the best story ever, and it is the story that has the most hope that you will ever hear, that God sent his son to die for you and me so that we could be free.
So guys, that's us finished for Sunday tonight, and remember, that's not the end of the story, so make sure you come back next week, and I'm going to pray. So God, I thank you that we get to watch Sunday online, and I ask you'll help us with our schoolwork, and I ask you'll keep us safe, and I also ask we'll go back in school soon. I pray this in your name, amen.